morning.
Tea time.
All right, girl.
So where are you today? You're not in Illinois.
No, I'm in Branson. And
Ooh,
weather's crappy where you're at. It is
it is.
beautiful here.
It's good. I'm glad. It should be. When you're on
Yeah.
vacation, the weather should be spectacular.
Yeah, it's been gorgeous all week. Sunny, not a cloud in the sky. We're gonna hit the pool today. We're gonna do some hiking today. We have all kinds of fun plans. I'm super excited. All
You
right,
guys are on the
girl.
move. I love it. Yes, I know. I know. This was a
Okay, this chapter, I'm gonna be honest, right off, like the first time I read it, it made me a little frustrated with her.
okay.
I'm gonna go with the
Fair
word
enough.
frustrated because
Frustrated.
I was kind of like,
Yeah.
I mean, I felt like she was just taking a pin and going pop, 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 pop. No, did you feel that?
Uh-huh.
Like she's just trying to
Yes.
pop your bubble? Because I'm one of
Yes.
those people who likes to be delusionally optimistic
Right.
and feel like I can do anything I want and I can bring anything I want into my life if I really want it bad enough and I work hard enough.
Mhm.
And so some of the things she had to say, I was just like, okay, I see what you're saying, but
So the title of chapter 14 is Expectations You Must Let Go of in Your 20s. I see you. You're back. Expectations
I
you
know
must
it
let
might
go of
glitch
in
a
your
little bit.
20s. Okay, we're not in our 20s.
Yeah.
I personally changed mine to this is my title. Things you must let go of in your 50s.
Oh, well, there you
I
go.
have to change these because I don't think the way she writes sometimes. So, and I
Yeah. Well, and
literally
I kind of looked at it as if this was stuff we would have been able to understand and let go of
true,
in our 20s, our
true.
lives would be very
If
different.
I had the
Yeah.
access to the internet and the resources that we have today, 39 years ago when I was 20, I mean, I would be a
Amen.
different person. But I'm you
Right?
know what? I have always said I'm going to be a lifelong learner. I never want to stop learning. I
Hmm.
never want to say I'm too old to learn. So this is really, really good stuff.
Yeah.
And it's just very meaty. You have to really chew on it and think about it. And so, what are your thoughts on the first one about you're meant to be extraordinary?
Yeah. Okay.
We have to
So
let
she
go of that?
says you need to let go of the fact that you're meant to be extraordinary.
Yes,
Extraordinary,
that's
right?
rare. Mm-hmm.
Okay, I don't believe that, but at the same time, I understand. I understand what she's getting at here. That you need to find the exceptional in the ordinary, and not always be
Yes.
just trying to reaching for
Right,
extraordinary.
right,
Like
right,
you can't expect yourself to be the absolute best of everything, and to be like you're going to post one video on social media and make $1 million and be like this viral sensation. But that is
right.
rare. It is rare.
It
And
is. It is very rare.
at the same time, it's still, I feel like it's still like this goal and this desire and this dream that you can have in your heart, to be the
Mm-hmm.
extraordinary, to
Absolutely.
be the
And
rare.
your idea of extraordinary and my idea of extraordinary are could be completely different things. So
Very true.
there's so many variations to that. So I've always gone with the motto just to be the best that I can be in whatever, whatever that level
Yeah.
is. Always though trying to be a better person, and grow
Yeah.
constant, throughout my years. So, but it is very rare the extraordinary people. So we let go of that and we instead do the best that we can do with where we're at and what we've got.
Well, I do like what she says in this paragraph though, because she
Hmm.
says, "Are you willing to put in the work even if nobody claps?" I like that.
Yes, so
You
important.
will, you will be worthwhile. Will it be worthwhile to you, even if it goes unacknowledged? So I talk
Unacknowledged.
to
Right.
so many people that we work with in our team, and we talk about this team
Hmm.
dynamic and everything.
Hmm.
We talk about posting videos, and we talk about putting ourselves out there, and sometimes it seems like nobody's clapping and nobody's paying attention and
Hmm.
nobody's listening. And it
Hmm.
has to be worthwhile to you to do it anyway, because you
Yes.
have to do it for
Yes.
you and not for everybody else.
Right.
So
Right.
I think that
And
is
it
a big
depends.
thing.
I agree. I agree.
Yeah.
And I really connected with number 2 is thinking or sorry. Well, it's bright and early this morning. Okay, it says number 2, you're at the beginning of your life. So things that we must let go of is thinking that we're at the beginning of your life because we do not know how many days we have.
Nope.
So some people will not make it through their 20s, some people won't make it through midlife, or even past this year. So don't assume that you're going to live forever. And I feel like, it was my birthday this week and I'm 59. And I think back to my mom at 59, my grandmother at 59. And I think each generation we're getting healthier and healthier and healthier. And I'm so grateful for the health that I have right now at 59. So I'm going to make this 59th year of my life amazing. But yes, we
I was
can't
just talking
assume.
about that myself as well. Like,
Yeah.
we went hiking um, at Devil's Lake a couple weekends ago, and 4.5 hours straight. And we were hiking up and down the rock cliffs and
Amazing.
doing all this stuff, and it was so much fun. And then we got to the bottom of the trail, and it was trails that I used to go on with my mom and dad, okay, when
Yeah.
I was a kid. And I started
Mm-hmm.
thinking about it, and I'm like, at my age, or my mom, at my very age I'm at right now, my mom
Mm-hmm.
quit being able to go up and down those trails because of knee and
Wow.
ankle injuries.
Wow.
She had given it up. And I remember as a kid being Erin's age and giving mom a little kiss and saying, "We'll meet you back at the bottom." And she sat at the bench and
Mm-hmm.
read a book, and we went up the hiking
Mm-hmm.
trail and down the hiking trail. And I started really thinking about it. And I'm like, oh my gosh, she was my age
Right.
when she couldn't do it anymore.
I know
And
it's
yeah,
eye-opening.
it really makes you think. And you have to think
Yes,
about that kind of things. Like, we have to be
you
grateful for
do.
every day. Yeah, we really do.
Yes. And finding the exceptional in the ordinary. It was back from the
Yes.
first chapter, but just constantly being on the lookout for blessings. Like, okay, it's a rainy day all day today. It's going to rain. Hey, I'm grateful. My grass is getting watered. I don't have to move the hoses. I've got a low key day. I can work from home.
Yeah.
Just make
Yeah.
it positive in your mind. Change your mindset.
Absolutely.
What
So
was your
number
next one
three.
that stood out? Oh, number 3.
Well, so
Okay.
number three, I did go with number three.
Okay.
Um, I skipped 4 and 5 because they annoyed me. But number three.
Okay, I'll talk about those because I have those highlighted.
Okay, so number three was, you need to let go that your faults are more forgivable and your attributes are more exceptional. And the reason I like this is only because of the last line. If you live and act as though you can just slide by because you're just slightly better than everyone else, you never actually try.
Mm-hmm.
And I
Mm-hmm.
try to think
That's
of
so
all the
good.
times in my own life and other people that I have worked with and had relationships with that they're just literally putting in the bare minimum to
Mm-hmm.
slide by, and they think that
Right.
maybe they're just a little bit better than the rest of us, so they don't need
Mm-hmm.
to put in the effort.
Right. Right. It's
Period.
so
That's a
true.
life lesson right there. There's really
Mm-hmm.
nothing else to say
Mm-hmm.
about it.
Yeah,
Right?
exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a huge statement. I agree.
Yeah.
Number 4, let go of thinking you can literally be whatever you want. Now
Girl,
that
I can be
I
whatever I
know,
want.
I know. I agree. I agree. You can set your mind to whatever and be whatever you want,
Yeah.
but wanting something badly enough doesn't qualify you to have it. So I could not, if I wanted to be like Steve and be a mechanic, no way, you know? But it
Yeah.
says if you work hard and don't give up, you can maybe do something that crosses your abilities with your interests. And if you're really smart, you'll figure out how to be grateful for it, even on the difficult days. So I don't
Yeah.
think I told you this. For Christmas, my daughter in love and son gave me a subscription to a website called Storybook. So basically, every
Okay.
week I get an email prompt of something to write about from my life. And it has been really eye opening to do that at this point in my life. Um,
Mhm.
and so every week I fill out a story, and there's something related to this that just left my thoughts. Your interest, really smart, you figured out. I just think that as I'm writing through these different stories, one was, this is what I wanted to say. One was, if you could pick a career, if you could go back and pick a career, what would you do?
Ooh.
That was, I still haven't answered that one because I don't know. My life has been so many different things that have all added up to who I am today. So if I
Right.
think back
That's, I feel the
of,
exact same
yes,
thing.
yes.
Like, I feel like
So,
we've evolved to the best version of us.
right,
Why would we want to mess
right.
that up?
And have I had a job at a company for 30 years like they used to back in the day? No, I have not. I've had a
Yeah.
few years here, a few years there, several of my own businesses, and all of that together makes me who I am today. So I don't know what I would do if I would go back.
Yeah.
It was a really, I haven't answered it yet because I don't know the answer at this point. Maybe it'll
I
come to
wouldn't,
me.
I wouldn't know the answer either.
I know.
Honestly.
No. It
I
things
like
have
who I
just
am today. Like,
exactly.
I like where this path led.
Yes.
And I don't know if I would have got to it any other way. Like,
Mhm.
and that whole destiny or the God's plan or whatever you want to look at it
Right.
as, we're all on the right path. That's part of the
Mhm.
discovery. Like when you
Mhm.
start waking up every morning grateful for exactly where you are,
Mhm.
Mhm.
Exactly.
the,
It's
the
so
peace and the
much,
healing in
it's
that.
a battlefield of the mind. It every day,
Absolutely.
all day. It's in your mind. Where how are you thinking? What is your perspective on things? And once you train your
Yeah.
brain to think that way, it doesn't come overnight and it doesn't stay permanently. But if that is more of your
Hmm.
tendency, then you're going to see things in a really different, positive way.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Do you want me to
So
take
did you
number
like this?
five?
You liked five?
Okay, well, the only
Yeah, go
reason
for
I
it.
didn't
I'll
like
get.
it, I didn't like it. Five was that you let go of thinking you can outsmart pain. So the only reason I this resonated with me is because I hurt my back in 2022 and I was doing, one of the simplest things you would never even think of. My sister had a hula hoop little exerciser. You put it around your waist, it's got a weighted ball, and you just hula hoop that thing around your waist. So I did that for a few minutes. She's like, "Look, I got this. It's really cool." So I did it. I said, "Oh, this is great. I'm going to order one." That night, I could not move. And that took me on a year where I had a herniated disc and I didn't know. Chiropractor, physical
Oh my
therapy,
gosh.
shots, pain meds, and it was changing me. The pain was changing me. It was taking away my joy. And so
Oh
it says in
wow.
here, you cannot think your way out of pain. You cannot predict it, avoid it, or pretend you don't feel it. So I felt that. I lived that for an entire year. And I know so many people have pain, chronic pain. This was
Hmm.
excruciating where didn't want to do things. I couldn't exercise, which makes me sad.
Yeah.
So it was a very
Oh
hard
wow.
year. And when I came out of that surgery, it was July of 23. I was out of pain. I cried because I did not even guess that I would be completely out of pain. Now I do still have some lingering things, like I have my left foot, half of it's numb from the nerve damage that was done, but I'll take that. I can exercise. My joy is back. I'm not in
Yeah.
constant pain. So you cannot outsmart pain. It is going to be there unless there's a way you can fix it. That's my story.
Absolutely.
Sticking to
Absolutely.
it.
All right. All right. I'll go with it. Okay.
Okay.
Number six. Let go of the fact that love is something other people give to you.
Right. Right.
This has been a life lesson for 46 years, and I keep beating myself in the head over it. Like, self love really is the only love on the planet,
Right.
honestly.
Right.
And the last line, if you think love is something that exists anywhere but within your own heart and mind, you will never have it.
Yes.
And it's
Mm-hmm.
100%
Mm-hmm.
true. And I've been that
Yes.
statement my entire life, thinking that I need to feel loved. That other people, if they're not
Yeah.
saying the right things and doing the right things, they're not making, like,
Mm-hmm.
it's not about that. It's never been
No,
about
no,
that.
you're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
It's a hard one.
Um, that is. And I think it was in my 30s when I first heard that statement of, you know what, you have to love yourself before you can love others. And I thought, what do
I
you
know,
mean,
right?
love
Same
myself?
thing for me. I
That
was
was
like, what?
foreign. Yeah, that was really foreign to me. I
Yeah.
didn't understand it. And so the last 20 some years, I've worked on loving who I am, where I'm at, warts and all kind of thing. And yes, they say you really can't love someone else unless you love yourself first. So it's very important.
True.
Okay, number 7, feeling something deeply means it's, quote, meant to be, unquote. So the intensity with which you experience something or someone does not equate to how destined it is. And the last sentence, there's only one final destination. The only thing you're rushing towards is the end of life, which I found very depressing. I was like, oh, that's
Right? She's
rushing
getting like a
towards the
little
end of
dark in
life.
this
That
chapter,
was,
right?
yeah. So
I mean, she also did say in your 20s, keep a skull on your desk if you must, to remember
I
people
know.
die young. And I'm like, girl, you're getting a little dark here.
Right,
You're getting a little
right.
dark.
I don't want to leave us. So we're letting go of feeling that something is meant to be. We're going to let that go. And we are going to take one day at a time, and we're just going to cherish each day. And
Yeah.
honestly,
And we're
this
not going to
past
rush
year,
towards anything.
no, we're not
Yeah.
going to rush towards the end of our life. And who knows, like that other chapter or that other paragraph said, we don't know. We could have a day, we could have 20 years, who knows? That's why you need to seize the day and make it the best you can each day. Is every
And I
day?
think that leads right into 8. I
Yes.
think it's the same lesson as what
Okay.
you're just saying.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you work, she said, let go of, if you work on yourself enough, you don't struggle. But if you work on yourself enough, you'll
Stand
understand
the
what the
struggle.
struggle is
Yes.
for. It's
Yes.
accepting that the struggle is part of the journey
Yep.
and being grateful for it.
Right.
I think
Right.
those align right with what you were
Right.
just saying.
Yeah. And, have you heard the
Yeah.
saying where we don't know joy unless we've experienced pain? You
Oh yeah.
have to have those contrasting emotions in order to understand the difference. So that's the same thing. You've got to have the struggle, and then you've got to
Yeah.
see the growth on the other end of it, which is amazing. We have a
Yes,
growth
absolutely.
mindset, don't we? I love it. Okay, number
I
9.
hope it's growing every day.
I know, I do too.
Yeah.
Number 9, we're going to let go of thinking we can control what other people think of us. We have no control over anyone except ourselves. Our
We
mind,
barely have control over our
barely.
own
You're right.
minds. You
That's
know
for
what I
sure.
mean?
Yes.
Our own mindset, let alone anyone
I
else's.
know. So people they're going to
I love
judge,
that.
criticize, condemn. They're going to love, admire, envy, and lust based on their own perception.
Yes.
So there's
Yes,
no changing that.
exactly.
Just accept it and let go of thinking you can control it. Just, we talk about this all the time with sharing our health journey and just putting ourselves out there, being authentic and not worrying about anyone, what they think, because I just want to help people. I really want to help people because you
Yeah.
know how I was struggling and you helped me, and I just want to be that
Yeah.
catalyst for someone else, to change their health and their life. Makes me happy.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
What about
All right.
10?
So 10.
Yes, we're going to let go of what?
Also, one that made me a little angry with her. She says, let go of the fact that hard work is going to guarantee success. Okay. I'm kind of like, no, girl. The harder you work, you're going to get there if you put in the
Right,
work. But at the
consistently.
same time, I get what she said. I get what she's saying.
Hmm.
Just because you're working really hard doesn't mean you're going to get the exact outcome that you're
Yes.
looking for. Sometimes you can be working hard and spinning your wheels,
Hmm.
and you have to think smarter, not harder.
Hmm.
Okay, I love
Yes.
the lesson in that.
Yes.
And she says the point of hard work is to recognize the person it makes you. Again, you have to love the journey,
Yes.
be grateful for the
Yes.
journey and everything you're going through to get to where you want to be. It's very
I love
reoccurring.
that.
The same life lessons just keep reoccurring over and over again if you really think about it.
Yes.
And we need that. We
Hmm.
need to keep ingraining it in our
Hmm.
brain, or we're not going to take it in.
Exactly. Wow, that's a good one.
right?
Number 11, your thoughts. Okay, we're going to let go of thinking our thoughts will change themselves when the circumstances change. No, no, no. No, no, no. It's a battlefield of the mind. You have to change your mind before your
Yep.
circumstances are going to change. So she says, when you adopt a new mindset about money or anything, you'll start behaving differently and then you'll be in a different position. For example, your mind creates
Yes.
it, is not created. So, I read a book years ago, Battlefield of the Mind by Joyce Meyer, and it is all in our head and how we think about
Yep.
things, our perception, and keeping. I love that we can literally work on changing our thoughts,
Yes.
repeating over and over, and changing the way the neural pathways work. And I'll never forget someone explaining it to me. It's like the side of a mountain, and it's raining, and the water drips down the side of the mountain. You can adjust where that water is flowing by changing your mindset. So that was a visual that I'll never forget that
Mm-hmm.
really helped me
Mm-hmm.
understand, wow, okay, that's cool. I change my mindset.
It's
I
so
love it.
true though. Like our brains, we learned about
Yeah.
neuroplasticity not that many years ago, to be honest. This isn't
Mhm.
hundreds of years old concept, but our brain is constantly growing and changing. And scientists used to think at age 12, our brain stopped growing.
Mhm.
And you were who you were at that age. So basically, if you were
No.
a child who grew up in a bad environment, an abusive environment, you weren't going to become something great. And then as life went on, we saw all these major athletes and millionaires and entrepreneurs that came from these lives where their lives and their mindset was terrible as a child, right? They
Mhm.
grew up in a very bad
Mhm.
environment. And then the
Right.
science came behind that. The science came behind that, constantly growing and changing so that you can have the synapses in your brain growing in the right direction. You just have to put
Mhm.
those thoughts there to make it happen. And that's
Absolutely.
incredible. So doesn't mean
Yes.
you have to be, just because if you grew up with a mom and dad that was a grumpy old troll, doesn't mean you have to be a grumpy old troll. That's the lesson I
It's so
get from
true.
that.
Right, you don't.
Yeah.
You really don't. Take
Yeah.
the
It's not just
positives.
environment,
Right.
it's what you bring to it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, you're on 12, I believe.
12.
Ha,
Okay.
it's a
12.
good one.
Okay. You need to let go of the fact that other people are responsible for your feelings because they're not.
No, they're
They're
not.
not. If you want to assume you are the focal point of everyone's life and ascribe meaning to every passing comment and idea that doesn't sound resonant with your own belief system, you're going to live a very difficult life.
Very. Yes, you
Amen.
are. I know.
Hallelujah. I can't
Amen.
even tell you how many times this has been.
Oh,
I mean, they just need to preach about this. Even in
right.
the church, like literally everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
People need to understand, and it's the truth. I can't even tell you how many times someone has said something that's against my belief system, and it just innately,
Mm-hmm.
it's just, I get so upset.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And there's nothing I can do about what someone else
Absolutely.
believes or what someone else
Right.
says. There's
Right.
literally nothing.
The,
I have to be responsible for my own feeling that I
mm-hmm.
attach to what that person is
Mm-hmm.
saying or doing or how they're living their life,
Mm-hmm.
and I have to let it go.
Right. Right.
Just let it go. And there's so much peace in that. So that one's a really
I
good
like the
one.
last sentence. She said, defensiveness never precedes growth. So, um,
Yes.
we
Oh,
start off
girl.
being defensive when someone says something that we don't agree with. But guess what? We
A
grow
hundred times
after that.
over.
Yes, same. Me too.
Yeah.
Me too.
Oh my gosh.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Okay, so 13, we're going to let go of, let's see, how do we say this? I'm just going to read it. Emotional intelligence is infallible composure. Self esteem is believing you are supremely, completely good. Happiness is a product of not having problems. Whoa. Okay, I just have to read this whole, I have the whole paragraph out.
Me too. I just basically said
Yeah,
highlight,
yes. Okay, so
circle.
she said
Yeah.
emotional intelligence is the ability to feel, express, and interpret your feelings productively. Self esteem is believing you're worthy of loving and being loved despite not being supremely, completely good all of the time. And happiness is a
Yes.
product of how you cope with your problems or whether or not you see them as the opportunities that they are. So
Yep.
I feel like I've made some really good progress in the happiness area. all my life, I think we've talked about this, but all my life, I've been a very, pretty much a happy person. I remember in high school, if
Mhm.
I was my true self and I was happy and having fun and just being myself, people would say, "Oh my gosh, you're crazy." And that word crazy to me is a word I don't like because
Oh,
of
it's a
that. I
trigger
am
word
not
for me too. I
crazy.
don't I don't
I'm
like
being
that.
me. No, I'm being me. Or they'll say, "I want what you're having," or "What did you take this morning?" I didn't take anything. This is just who I am. I'm just basically
Yeah.
generally
Give
happy,
me
you
a
know?
break.
So anyway, that just flows through your entire life. And when I hear the word crazy, it just, ooh, it's a trigger. It's a trigger. It's a negative trigger. And I'm like, I am not crazy. But I couldn't say that before. I didn't know how to express that. No, I'm not crazy. I am me, and this is who I am. If you're not okay with it, keep your words to yourself. That's
Yeah.
all.
Yeah.
Enough said. So, but
Yeah.
yeah, that was a really good definition of emotional intelligence and happiness and self esteem. I really like that chapter or that paragraph. Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, me too.
That's
So
good.
14, the right person will come at the right time. If you wait on the feeling of readiness, you'll be waiting forever. And
Mm-hmm.
worse, you'll miss the best of what's right in front of you.
Mm-hmm.
So I took this into coaching.
Mm-hmm.
That's where my brain went with this.
Mm-hmm.
So my brain was thinking, I'm always looking for people who want to get healthy with me, who want to change their lives, who want to go on a new path, who want to do all those things. But the truth is I can put out inspiration all day long,
Yes.
and some people will have a conversation with me and some people don't. And sometimes I just have to be the person who I get on social media and I see someone struggling and I just reach out and say, "Hey, you're struggling with the exact same things that I was.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just have a
Right.
conversation."
Right.
And for me, the right person just finding me at the right moment isn't really the person who has the conversations are the people who, that's how I reach
Mm-hmm.
people. If
Exactly.
I'm not willing to go out and have conversations and say, I see you struggling exactly like I see it,
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't always work the other way around, right? It
Exactly.
doesn't always work that someone just happens to find you.
Right.
Sometimes you have to take a step in their
Mm-hmm.
direction,
Exactly. That's so,
right? Sometimes you got to put in the work.
that's right.
And whether we're talking about health and wellness, or you're talking about relationships, right? Friends, or your partner, your romantic partner, it's the same sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
You can sit all day long and say, I want Prince Charming to come knocking at my
Mm-hmm.
door. But my goodness, if I have meet ladies all the time who are like this. They're waiting for Prince Charming while they're sitting in their bedroom in their pajamas watching TV. And I said, do you really think he's just going to knock
He's
on the
just gonna
door?
knock on
You
your
think he works for
door.
UPS? Like,
Exactly.
you have to get out there, right?
Yes.
You
Well,
have to have the conversations. You have to communicate with people. You have to open up.
right. Well,
Yeah,
I thought about this
absolutely.
one in the way that my journey kind of went was, I started seeing you on TikTok in the fall of 24 and watching you
Yeah.
and just clicking. So you came at the right time because at that point I was able to hear what you were saying and realize that, I had all the symptoms that you were talking about. And, it changed my life. And so there's so many different ways that the person can come at the right time.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
it's it's exciting, and don't give up hope, right? Because I was very
Yeah.
hopeless.
Exactly.
15, let go of thinking you can postpone your happiness or save it up like money in the bank. Again, this goes back to we don't know how many days we have, right? People postpone their
Yeah.
happiness to keep themselves safe. They dig for another problem to have to solve, another
Hmm.
obstacle to overcome, another passageway until they can feel the happiness they know is in their lives. Ew, I don't like that. Why do people do that?
Oh,
You have to seize the day.
I have
And,
struggled with this
at
on
the
and
age
off
Randy and
my
I,
entire life in such a bad
you've got to
way. Like
seize the
that one
day
hit
and do
hard.
the things. Hmm. Well, just like you guys being in Missouri this week, you could have just stayed home and done nothing, but you made it happen because you've got to make those memories and have that joy with your kids and your family. Um, I just don't want to be one to sit around all the time and just wait for happiness to come to me, because that's not going to work. It's not
Yeah.
going to work
Yeah.
well.
Yeah. It doesn't.
No.
Okay. 16, I just circled the paragraph. And I'm not
Yes.
going to read the
Same.
first part because the
Okay.
negative just drives me crazy. So I'm
Yeah.
just going to read the good
Yes.
stuff.
Okay.
All right. Anxiety is one of the main driving forces that kept you, as well as an entire species, alive. Guys, fight or
Mm-hmm.
flight is what kept us alive as
Mm-hmm.
Neanderthals. When
Right.
we saw an animal in the wild and we got scared, it ramped up cortisol and adrenaline and we ran
Mm-hmm.
and saved our lives. That's great. But here in
Mm-hmm.
America today, we're not outrunning animals, dinosaurs, buffalo,
Mm-hmm.
or anything else.
Mm-hmm.
So there's where my brain goes there. So
So,
struggling with a crippling overabundance of it means you're not listening to it. And there's some major issues in your life that you're refusing to address or take action on. The power of negative thinking is that it shows us what matters and how we need to respond to our lives. If you're constantly stuck in fight or flight and negative thinking and you're stuck, figure out why.
mm-hmm.
Dig deep into the root cause of your
Mm-hmm.
problem. Otherwise, you're going to be
Mm-hmm.
spiking your cortisol, spiking your adrenaline, messing up
Mm-hmm.
all of your hormones. I preach on this all day long. All of your hormones are related. If you stress yourself all the time, constantly in fight or flight, because you're not handling the problems that are stressing you, this spikes your blood sugar, spiking your
Yeah.
insulin, causing all of the problems. It's all this cascade, and if we don't pay
You've said
attention
this
to it,
before. Yes.
this is like the hill I stand on all day
I
long.
know it is. I know it
Oh,
is.
let it go,
And you
let
know
it go,
what?
let it go.
Once you are able to identify the issues in your life, then it takes a lot of courage to make those
Yeah,
changes.
yeah, it
And
does.
having a small tribe to help you do that is key, I think. Making those changes, and again, trying to get to the point where you're happy in your life and not having anxiety attacks. That's important. So important for our body. Um, I know several people who have anxiety issues, and
Mhm.
I feel for them. It's hard.
Yeah,
All right,
yeah,
last paragraph, 17. We're going to let go of focusing on our own needs, thinking that they will make you the happiness. So, despite what other people believe, self sufficiency is just a precursor to happiness. It is the foundation, it is crucial. So, committing, sacrificing, trying and trying again for the people you love and the things you believe in are what make life feel worthwhile. But meeting your own needs is the first step, not the ultimate goal. So, unless you're, again, loving yourself and meeting
yeah,
your own needs, how are you going to do anything for anyone else?
yeah.
It doesn't work that way. We got to let go of that. Any thoughts on
Oh
that?
goodness, yes. This one, this one is hard. It is not the connectedness on which human beings thrive. It's just meeting your own needs. You have to give to the other people that you love, right? To make yourself
Mm-hmm.
feel worthwhile. It's a balancing act that is hard, I think.
It is
You,
constant,
you can't
constant
always
balancing
be
act.
you can't always be giving because then you're not taking care of yourself,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
you also can't never give to other people
Right.
because that self-servingness won't get you anywhere either, right?
Exactly. I agree.
You have to
Mm-hmm.
pour into the world so that the world can pour into you. And yet it's a real balancing act. You have to have that self-love in order to give as well. So
Just like that work-life
yeah,
balance, um, and then the balance of the mind and thinking the way we think about things. There's a
life is a
lot.
journey, girl.
Yes, and we're working on a lot of it.
Yeah.
That's a good one. Okay, so our next chapter 15 is read this if you don't know what you're doing with your life. Okay.
That's scary.
Okay. I hope I do at this point, at least somewhat.
Yeah.
Oh my
We've
gosh.
been working on it. We've been working on it. I don't know.
Yes.
That was that last chapter was really good, and it really made me think, and that's the whole
Yes.
point. If it doesn't make you, if the
Agreed.
stuff that you read doesn't make you think, doesn't make you sit down and ponder and think, oh my gosh, I need to do that different. Oh my gosh, I
Mm-hmm.
need to grow in that way. Oh my gosh, I didn't realize I was doing that. That is the
Mm-hmm.
goal.
Exactly.
If you're not working
Exactly.
on that self growth each and every day, you're missing the point of why we're here. I do
Yeah.
believe that.
Just trying to
All
become
right,
the best
girl.
version of ourselves. Great
Yes,
talking with
yes,
you about
yes,
this chapter. 101 Essays That Will Change the Way You Think by Brianna Weiss. If you want to
yes.
join us, we're here weekly, 9 a.m.
So good.
Central Time on Wednesdays.
It's
Love
so
doing it
good.
with
I'm
you.
absolutely loving that.
Me too.
All right. Well,
Have a
thank you for
great
joining me.
day.
I'm going to go back out and enjoy the
Awesome.
weather.
Enjoy. Have a great
All
day,
right.
everyone. Bye.
You too.